Imagine, if you will, sitting down to your morning coffee, turning on your home computer to read the day's newspaper. Well, it's not as far-fetched as it may seem.
Potential.
In fact,
with this system, we have the option not only of seeing the newspaper on the screen, but also optionally we can copy it. So anything we're interested in, we could go back in again and copy it onto paper and save
is a
it.
system of
Which I think
thousands,
is
maybe
the
millions of
future
computers
of
all
the
over
type
the world,
of interrogation
tied together by
an
phone
individual
lines.
will give to
It's
the
ending in
newspapers.
1 South Africa.
This is only the first step in newspapers by computer. Engineers South Africa or anywhere else by newspapers and magazines by computer. That's a human world. So the
The internet. Let's talk about that. The internet is the worldwide arrangement of interconnected computer networks that utilize the Internet Protocol Suite to connect gadgets around the world. Today, we are in the information era, where people use different kinds of media to share ideas, to communicate, gather, and buy information. And along the millennial shift, you have 350 million people connected to the internet. You may ask, what is the reason for the sudden increase of internet users today? Well, to put it simply, the internet is now made accessible everywhere. Wi-Fi spots, mobile data, and pocket Wi-Fis. A person can have access to thousands of internet content shared by multiple people, which can either be info or entertainment. Before jumping into any conclusions, let me tell you this. The internet that we all came to know is just the outmost layer of a very complex, deep, and impenetrable system of networks consisting of data, both open and closed to publicity. As we all know, the internet is composed of multiple sections, types, stages, categories, kinds, or whatever. But the most common are the following. Compared to an iceberg, the topmost part, or what we commonly use, is the surface web, also known as the visible web, or ClearNet for short. This usually consists of social networking sites and such websites that are searchable in search engines, the easiest to access. Unlike the second and the third types, which are the deep and the dark web. The deep web, or the hidden web, is the opposite term of the surface web. Unlike what we all assume as the image of the deep web, it is just the common uses like webmail, online banking, and other paid services with a paywall. But not like the surface web, it cannot and will not appear on search engines because of privacy issues. A man named Denis Shestakov once stated that the deep web is suggested to be 400 to 550 times larger than the surface web, consisting of around 300,000 deep websites as of 2004. Okay, so we know the surface web, and we know the deep web. But what is on the dark web? The dark web is the deepest part of the iceberg of the system of the internet. It is a collection of thousands of websites that use anonymity tools like Tor and I2P to hide their IP address. While it's most famously been used for black market drug sales, hiring of assassins, and even child pornography, the dark web also enables anonymous whistleblowing and protects users from surveillance and censorship. In fact, the dark web is a collection of websites that are publicly visible, yet, as stated, hides the IP addresses of the servers that run them. That means anyone can visit a dark website, but it can be very difficult to figure out where they are hosted or by whom. Now, we all know that the internet is made for the convenience of the users. But too much good things can definitely lead to the bad. The way internet works is not the usual way you thought it would be. You would get info from the internet, but secretly they can also extract info from you. It is now up to them to pick what choice they would make with the info they have received. Emphasize in hackers and scammers. Yes, internet scammers are real. They are the people who specialize on manipulating users, especially those who aren't, let's say, media literate. We know the contents of the internet and some of the dangers it imposes to users. Now, how do we prevent these dangers to happen? Simply, we should learn how to be ethical users of the internet. People who know how to behave properly virtually and not recklessly posting their opinions wherever and whenever they want to. This could offend huge numbers of people, and you may even become a target for hackers. Another way for your information to remain safe is to stay away from suspicious sites. They might be malicious and could install a virus in your computer that will either break it or even steal your personal information without the victim even knowing. And lastly, have some common sense. Do not share your personal stuff to the people you do not even know. Okay, so here's a question. How do we prevent these hackers from using services like the deep web while still allowing lawful citizens to protect their privacy? The answer is really simple. We basically don't. You can't limit something that is, by its own tendency, meant to be unrestricted. Anybody can do or say anything, so we have no choice but to take the good with the bad. So it is only right that we become aware of these things and be preventive. Besides, everybody is at risk of the internet.
Even you.